Hi again. So today's video is an extension of the video that I posted yesterday where I started all of my tomatoes from seed. Today I'm going to show you a quick and easy way to separate and transplant all of your tomato seedlings and increase root growth. These tomatoes were started about 3 weeks ago, and that is typically earlier than I would normally start tomatoes, but I wanted to do a little bit of an experiment this year. I wanted to see how well the tomatoes would do growing inside for that long, and if I could get tomatoes earlier in the season. So as you can see, they're definitely ready to be transplanted. Tomato seedlings do not mind being started this close, and they separate really easily when they're this small. So the only tool that I'm going to be using is a sharpened pencil. Chopsticks also work really well. Now I started these tomatoes in a 4-inch pot. These are pots that I saved from flowers that I had bought last year. And if you're reusing pots from a prior season, you want to make sure to wash them thoroughly so there is no leftover bacteria. But I started these in a 4-inch pot, and I'm gonna transplant them into a 4-inch pot. And then hopefully they can remain in those pots until they're ready to go outside in the garden. So the only tool that I'm going to be using to transplant these is a sharpened pencil. And chopsticks also work really good for this. But basically, what you wanna do is you wanna use the pencil to just dig into the soil to loosen it up. And the tomato seedling lifts out really well. Shake a little of the excess dirt off. Then I'm gonna make a nice hole in the pot that it's going into. This is regular potting mix. I'm not using seed starting mix anymore. And I did pre-moisten the soil just a little bit so it doesn't settle so much when I water it in. But I'm gonna make a nice hole with my pencil, set the tomato on top, and then I'm gonna put my pencil about halfway up the base of the plant, push it down in, and press some soil in around it, and that's it. Now you'll notice that I planted this a little bit lower in the soil, and that's how you're gonna increase the root growth. On the tomato plant, all of the hairs that are on the main stem of the plant, if those get planted below the soil level, those are gonna turn into roots, and it's gonna make your plant much stronger when you plant it outside. When we plant our tomato plants outside for the year, we also plant them partway under the soil because then that gains more roots outside too. Now the seedlings that I started yesterday, I planted the seeds spaced out in these 4-inch pots, but these that I had started prior, I just put all together in the center and they break apart just fine. I have 4 seeds in this cup. This one is a lot smaller than the others, so I'm just gonna get rid of him. And then you can see how easy these pull apart. These are the 3 stronger plants that I'm gonna end up transplanting. So I just put my pencil right on the root, push it down, push the soil around. It is so fast and easy. So now that these are all transplanted, these are gonna go back under my grow lights downstairs. All right, so that's it for this video. Stay tuned for another video next week. I'll be starting all of my cool season crops and some herbs for the year. So we'll see you soon.